Minister of Public Safety Ralph Goodale was in Regina last week trying to sell the federal carbon tax as the key that unlocks the door for pipelines to get built. Sure, I think we've all heard this before. Pipeline count, 0. Unsurprisingly, he didn't mention that the NDP's little experiment here in Alberta with this thing is slamming doors on important investments and causing a further exodus to take place in the province when it comes to oil and gas companies. I can't even keep track of how many have left at this point. That's just how bad it is here. I told you last week about the latest company to choose anywhere but Alberta to do business. Black Pearl decided to park their cash in a heavy oil project just 1 mile away from the Alberta border in Saskatchewan. Yeah, 1 mile, because it's $10 US a barrel cheaper for them to produce there. The Liberals love to say a carbon tax is like a magical pass to get pipelines built, even though not one has been approved due to a province's carbon tax plan. Look at British Columbia, where newly minted NDP Premier John Horgan has said he'll do anything to fight the Trans Mountain pipeline that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals have actually approved, but are causing a bit of panic over construction starting in September because they're just known to cave to political pressure. It's questionable as to whether they'll even stick to their decision that approved this pipeline. So much for Rachel Notley's carbon tax and 100 megaton cap on the oil sands being the solution in getting projects done. And do you think President Donald Trump approved Keystone XL because Alberta has a carbon tax? He said he won't be bringing any new carbon taxes in, which is another reason that these green schemes are just a completely stupid idea that kills competition. The feds are proposing a $10 per ton tax on carbon for 2018 and upping that to $50 by 2022 in provinces that haven't adopted a tax yet. That includes Manitoba and Saskatchewan. I guess there goes that $10 per barrel in savings to produce oil in the province, which means that companies will just move their operations to places like the States where there's no carbon tax at all. Now, no matter which way you paint this, it's bad news for taxpayers and businesses alike. The Liberals love to word police this thing as pricing and call anyone that opposes it a laggard, a climate change denier, and whatever else they can come up with to demonize people and guilt them into agreement, but it's really just a tax and a political tool to cause division and campaign on for the next election. I think we all know that by now too. And taxes just make everything more expensive. But Goodale continues to promote this as a good thing that will make for a strong economy, somewhere else that is, and pay for new science and technology, education, healthcare, and infrastructure. But don't overtax Canadians already pay for all of those things. Also, consider that Canada contributes less than 2% of emissions globally, and Saskatchewan is responsible for like less than 0.2% or something. Minister of Environment and Climate Change Catherine McKenna will be making her rounds in Saskatchewan to try to peddle the carbon tax this week following Goodale's comments. But has anyone done the emissions calculations on the Liberals' flights and globetrotting yet? Maybe they should come up with their own emissions plan instead of blaming everybody else. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and get all of the latest breaking updates and Canadian news from our Rebel Canada YouTube channel, where you'll find the other side of the story that you won't see anywhere else.